G'day, I'm Simulated Erk, and welcome to episode 1 of a new series on Simulated Erk. We're going iRacing, and if you don't know what iRacing is, well, you're about to find out, as I really had no idea what iRacing was either. Welcome to Mount Panorama here at Bathurst. Well, simulated Mount Panorama Bathurst, as you can see on the screen. Now this is a game, a simulated game, as you can see, called iRacing, and I'm using it via the Steam platform, as I do with most of my other games. Now, this one, I will warn you, isn't just necessarily, okay, I pay my 50, 60, $70 or whatever, and then I have the game, I have a good base, and then I can get on and I can play it. And if I don't want to add anything else to it, well, that's basically it. I just play the base game. You know, it'd be like, for instance, me buying Grand Theft Auto and just playing regular Grand Theft Auto and not doing anything with it, and I can just play that as much as I want, and it's only cost me whatever Grand Theft Auto costs these days, and things are sweet. However, with iRacing, via Steam, and I presume if you're not using Steam as well, it's a subscription service, so you pay basically by the month for what you use, and you go ahead and you go ahead and race. So if you have a look at what's on the screen at the moment, there's various corners that we're scrolling through at the moment at the Mount Panorama circuit at Bathurst. We'll go on it in a second. And if you have a look at the iRacing website at iRacing.com, you have a look and you think, oh, IndyCar, sweet, NASCAR, sweet. Oh, for Australians, V8 Supercars, you can race the series. Well, you sort of can. What it seems to be, now this is very early in my iRacing. I only downloaded the game day before I'm actually recording this. So I'm still sort of discovering what goes on, etc. Now, the track that you're seeing here, Mount Panorama, it's a real racetrack in country New South Wales at Bathurst. It doesn't come with standard iRacing. You have to buy it. It's a downloadable content, so it's an addition, as is the car that we're going to race, a Holden Commodore, which races in the Supercar series, and we'll see that in a minute. But what happens is, you can't just go in and go, okay, like I was doing with the WRC game. Okay, sweet, I want to go and do the WRC Championship. Let's do it. Well, not all of the V8 Supercar tracks are available. None of them are available without purchase. Purchasing an additional. So what I'm going to do to start with is we're going to do some laps around Mount Panorama. And if you want to do the championship, you have to basically, from what I can figure, be here at a set time, and for a set week, you're at a particular track, and the next week's track is different, and the next week's track is different, and then the next week's track is different, and the track that you can actually race on for V8 Supercars at the moment isn't even in Australia, it's in Japan, and V8 Supercars have never raced in Japan. So if you think that you're going to buy iRacing and you're going to start off with the Clipsal 500 in Adelaide, and then you're going to end up in Sydney last year or Newcastle this year in 2017, that won't be happening. So yes, it's on the expensive side, but if you're really into racing simulators, and there's certainly a lot to do, and there's a lot that you can do straight out of the packet without buying anything else. with all the different categories, and over time we'll have a look at the different categories you can do. You can do oval racing, for instance NASCAR. You can do races such as this, and you can do speedway, sprint cars and the like as well. So in a moment we'll go around and we'll do some laps and see how we go. Mount Panorama, 6.21 k's, 23 turns. We're in practice at the moment, so you're not necessarily timed or anything like that in terms of, oh, you've only got 10 minutes of practice, and we'll go on from there. So we'll have a look around the track first, and then we'll go from there. So before we get in our car, there's lots of different things that I'm learning about iRacing, and one of them is that you can design your car, different colour schemes and everything like that, but you can also install various skins so it looks like real race cars. And as we'll see on the replay, my car looks like a Highway Patrol police car. But we'll get on to that. Let's go do some laps of Mount Panorama. We're starting from pit lane, so we'll put this pit lane speed limiter on. Using my steering wheel, so we'll just come out of pit lane slowly. We'll treat it like a real practice session, so you just don't go up to max power straight away. Want to stay in about third gear, about 100 k's an hour, and we'll get to know the truck a little bit. So we're going up mountain straight at the moment, going up the mountain. Now, if you're not really familiar with V8 supercars and this track, you can actually drive around this track in your road car at 60 kilometers an hour when there's no races on. So we're going into our first major corner out of the pits, climbing the mountain. Now what helps that I've watched races at Bathurst on TV for many, many years, so I am fairly familiar with the best lines to get around corners and things like that. So we're heading to the top. We're almost at the top of the mountain. Up to Sulman Park now, skirting up the top of the mountain. You can really gain some time up here, and in a moment we'll go through Skyline, down through the S's, and we'll start going back down the mountain, coming over to the Skyline now known as Brock Skyline. Coming back through the S's into the Dipper. Coming up shortly to Forest Elbow once we get through these curves. Coming into Forest Elbow now. Now we're coming on to Conrod Straight. The fastest straight in Australia coming up, but I still want to stick to about 100-110 k's in third gear, 6 gears, Now, when I first started watching Bathurst, you just used to take this straight all the way to the end and then you turn left. However, they put this kink in at the bottom of Conrod Straight to wash a bit of speed off. But this has also created some problems of its own. So we're leaving Conrod Straight, going around the S's, or the Chase. Was known for many years as Caltex Chase. We're coming up to the big on-site hotel on the right there. And coming back onto the front straight. Now, if you were to actually turn right here instead of turning left, you'd head back into Bathurst proper, under the bridge. Now let's add a bit of speed, shall we? Passing the pit complex over the start finish lines, braking into Hell Corner, and here we go again. Settle the car down, hit the apex. Yeah, I'm going faster, so I'll go wider up to third, try and hit the apex, hug the corner, hug the curb. Under the bridge. Whoa! Oh, that wasn't good. I just opened it up and it wasn't ready to be opened up. So we'll just reverse.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need to tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
That's not what we wanted. So let's go back and let's have a look at the replays. Now, I haven't necessarily worked out a good way to get rid of all these graphics yet. On TV view, now you can see our car looks like a highway patrol car. There's a couple of things of the paint scheme that I don't like. But we'll have a look at this and we'll. The flashing brake light indicated that I had the pit lane speed limiter on. So yeah, we're just taking things a little bit easy going up Mount Straight. This is the first lap that we did, and this is using the TV camera controls. So basically, if you are watching Bathurst at home, all the different camera angles that you'd get. Now, of course, you can have different colour schemes on the car, and over this series we'll be having a few different colour schemes and that sort of thing. But considering that I play on Simulated Erk a police game with a similar scheme, I saw this and I thought, yeah, let's open the series up with this one. So as you can see, I'm taking it rather easy at the moment. Down the bottom of the screen you can see how much throttle and my steering and braking when I decide to brake. You definitely do need to brake in this game. It's not arcadey at all. Now, mind you, with these sort of speeds that I'm doing, well, you might not necessarily need to brake, but when we go on to our next lap, well, yeah, you definitely need to. So we're coming down Brock Skyline now. This just looks so sweet. Sounds great too. Whoops. Now this is me just crawling around in third gear. You'll see in the on the next lap how I push it. Now a lot of these advertisements are real. This is how they'd be around the track. You get some games where they don't have the rights for anything, and so they just make pretend ads and that sort of thing. And you can tell, especially me, because I know the circuit and everything like that. You can tell that it's not simply just a flat track. You can tell that at the moment, yes, we are going up and down hills and that sort of stuff. So we're coming to the end of Conrod Straight. Through the chase, and then we're coming on to pit straight again. Now before I go harder in the second lap, I'll take you back and we'll have a look at some of the other angles that you can see. Okay, so this is a little bit different in terms of a camera angle. This is the traditional race cam angle. See, I don't necessarily like that font. So left hand front suspension, left hand rear suspension. Now that will give me motion sickness. Right front, right rear suspension. Cockpit, which is what we saw. Oh, now this is a good one. From the blimp, if they had a blimp at Bathurst, which could be interchangeable. Now check out all this surrounding scenery that they've had to do as well. Although I didn't know there was a tennis court there. There are actually houses around the circuit, and during the race weekends, some of the houses rather, you can only get to by using the track during set times. But during race day, it's like, nah, too bad, you're in there. Although some of the houses do have alternative routes. Now this is the chopper view, so it's fairly similar to the last view that we had. And you can see they've painted on a light bar to the top of the car there. Different chase views. So this is what it's like in pit lane at the moment. Absolutely nothing going on because I'm somewhere else. And ditto. And the scenic view, and we'll go back to TV3. We're coming up to the start of our, or what was supposed to be our hot lap. It's coming down the chase again. But you can just see in these images how well modelled everything is and how well put together everything is. And this, don't forget, is an Australian track. Here we go, crank it, Erk. Gee, that was a sudden stop. So we'll go back a look. That was our crash. So we'll go back a little bit and have a look at that at various angles. Not sure how you can see through the fence there, but apparently you can. The rear end got out, and that was the end of that section. Yeah, just got a bit taily there and into the wall. This will give us a good angle. And that's the end of that. So we're back in pit lane. Let's do it again. Pardon me. Not too hard to guess. Not too hard to guess what happened there. Now realistically, I wouldn't be driving like this for real, but it's a little bit of entertainment.
Your car has too much damage. We've got to fix it.
No kidding. Now we'll do a couple of laps and then we'll check out the damage and how that can affect the car. Wow.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
So we'll have a bit of fun. Our car's damaged anyway, so now top V8 Supercar drivers can go through this next corner flat at nearly 300 kilometres an hour. But they also know how to drive.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Let's go to Hell Corner or somewhere like that, and let's do some donuts, eh? Considering we're having fun. Dude, I was doing donuts.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
How did I not hit the wall then? Actually, I should probably get on the road before I do that. I know the Shane Van Gisbergen button. Now, how is our car not totally munted after that? Or that. Or just in general. Let's just get around the pits. Or until it says we need a tow. Now this is how good a simulation it is. It actually feels like the car is majorly damaged at this point. You can see how the steering wheel is, even though in a moment I'll make sure the steering wheel is totally straight. See, my steering wheel is, hang on, maybe this isn't, my engine's hot. See that down at the bottom? My engine's hot. Oh, my engine's at 138 degrees, 140 degrees, no wonder it's hot. And my engine died. And I'm about to slide down the hill, backwards. And I'm pretty much dead at this point. So we'll head back to the pits. And there's our car, currently as is. That's how it ended up, but we'll go back. Not a bad line through there. Actually, one thing that I've thought for a while is instead of having commercial sponsors for the safety car, that could actually paint the... Here we go. Oh, hang on, that's it. That's the initial... That's the initial crash. One of the things that I think they should actually do in something like supercars, instead of having the safety car be a commercial safety car, it'd be like a police car for road safety. So you can paint a car up like this and have it be the safety car. So we'll advance it a little bit until we... Yeah, that's our initial crash, but nothing of what happened. Nothing of what happened after that. I think this is our second one. No, that is it. Okay, so here we go. After we come out of the pits for the last time. That's me hitting the rev limiter before I took the pit lane speed limiter off. Too late, brake too late, corner too late. I ran out of talent, trying to find a gear. Spinning the tyres because I can, trying to find reverse. There we go, there's reverse. Losing the rear spoiler. Probably should have tried to brake well before that point and turn it in. As you can see, my car is fairly munted at this point. There's not a lot of room to try and get around, face the right direction around there. Having said that, I have seen the car look worse than it today. Hey ya! Hey ya! You don't want to be sideways through there. I think it was around about this time where I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have some fun. Oh, that was good. That was spectacular. This is where I decided, okay, let's do some donuts. Now that's in reality sand, so you wouldn't be able to do that there. That's a big sand trap, that one. You can see the big difference in the burnout there between doing it on the grass and doing it on the track, which was interesting. Oh, I just tapped the wall there. I'm not going to get a job with a precision driving team anytime soon. Now I'm just trying to go into full Van Gisbergen mode. Or go into the cockpit mode, I think. Roll bar. Can't believe I only very lightly tapped that fence. And now we're coming to the end for poor car 69, who has copped an absolute hammering. At this point I'm just like, we'll just get around the track and see what happens. The engine's about to let go. Oh. And there goes the engine. Alright, let's try and do some real laps to end up the episode, because I want to show you that I can actually drive. And I'm not doing very good at that, am I? That's a problem corner for me, obviously. You know what? I thought I was going to do better. Now I'm stuck because I don't really have a place to turn around without hitting the walls again. No. Alright, let's see what we can do. Whoa! Whoa! That wasn't much better.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need to go back to your press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Come on, I can still make it. Now this is the mark of a real simulator. If it wasn't a very good simulator, I could just drive around like a cartoon car all day and be totally fine. Whereas I am having a real trouble controlling this car because of the amount of damage. So we'll limp it back to pit lane. See how hard the car is to control? I've got the wheel, hang on, I'll try and get the wheel straight. See, I can't even keep the wheel straight. See, if I, okay, stop the car. Okay, the wheel's now straight. Now, if I accelerate without turning the wheel, the car should stay straight. Well, I've turned it now. Okay, we'll get to this straight bit. I'll straighten the car up. Okay, so as far as I can see, the car's perfectly straight, and the wheel's perfectly steering wheel's perfectly straight. Now let's just accelerate, and you can see I'm not holding the steering wheel. That should be going straight. It's not. It's munted. And to show you how this can affect your race, let's go into pit lane. So we'll turn our pit lane speed limiter on. I've allocated a button to that on my steering wheel. Now mind you, I haven't really adjusted the car straight out of the box. So we're in pit lane, we're all the way at the front. Now our car controller's waiting for us. Now if we pull up too far away from him, oh, it didn't come up then. But if we pull up too short, now he's indicating where he wants us to stop. Too far back, he's saying come on. Okay, stop there. Now we've got 22, oh no! We have 22 minutes of required repairs and 6 minutes and 10 seconds of optional repairs. Now I haven't figured out yet if I can actually show you outside of the car while I'm in it. I don't think I can. But if you're in a racing situation and they said, and you came into pit lane, and they said, well, okay, you've got 22 minutes of required repairs to bring your car up to standard. And that's just to make it raceable. And then you've got 6 minutes and 10 seconds of optional repairs after that. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and talk to you for the next 21 minutes while this guy's just holding his lollipop stick out. And I wish I could show you outside the car, but obviously I can't. Maybe I can. I just don't know how to do it yet. So we're going to have a bit of fun with this one, but we're also going to show you some other tracks. Now I only downloaded this the day before recording, so obviously I'm not fully up to speed with the game or everything, and it is a sim. So if you're looking for something arcadey, don't even think about this game. So I'm Simulated Erk. It's almost time for me to watch If You're the One, my favourite Chinese dating show ever. But this has been iRacing episode 1. We'll go around in other episodes and we'll show you some of the other places that you can go to. What we should do, we should keep the same car. So the VF Commodore, this one is. We might change the skin, but the VF Commodore is what it is, and so we should drive around some of the other tracks and show you some of the other tracks that you can go on. I think I'll stick to practice mode for the moment, and then as we can keep on, because you can also race multiplayer and all of that sort of stuff as well. So as we've still got 20 minutes of required repairs to go, what I'm just going to do is exit out of here. Basically, this is me getting out of the car. Okay, so there we go. So this is what looks like at the moment. Now obviously they can't animate showing 21 minutes worth of repairs. So the car's just going to sit there, and if I was still here in 21 minutes, it would look fixed. But if we go around the different camera views, can't really see much there. So I'm sitting there. That's munted. We know that. I don't like the police font. The back end's actually not looking too bad, and there's a blimp shot to finish. I'm Simulated Erk. Thanks for watching. Not sure where we're going to go to next, but we are going to go somewhere else. And who knows, down the track, my driving around this place might actually improve, although this is a hard track to start with. My driving might actually improve, and we might actually have some other people on the track at some other stage. I'm Simulated Erk. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to turn the pit lane speed limiter off and keep away from the concrete walls because they bite and they bite hard. See you next time.